I'm Robert Anthony.
I'm Joelle Anthony.
This is Watson. In 2020, we felt God's call in our lives to do something incredibly radical.
In 2023, we sold our flower shop, our home, just about everything we owned, and purchased our Winnebago Flex RV.
This began our trek into the vast unknown. Our mission is to take you along, showing you things you otherwise may never be able to see.
We would be so thankful to have you follow along and become part of our adventures.
Now, let's get to today's video. Well, after about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, well, actually months in the desert, we are now in the mountains. That's the thing about California. Drive an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you can go from the desert to the mountains. I want to talk to you today a little bit about making money on YouTube, whether it's worth it, and what my future goals are. Let's talk. So I'm coming to you from an area just outside of Huntington Beach, California. And I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about YouTube, making money on YouTube, and my thoughts as it relates to what I'm going to be doing moving forward. I'm going to share some numbers with you as we get toward the end. Nothing epic, but I just think it's something that you might like to know if curiosity has got the best of you with regard to how does this YouTube thing work. But we've spent the last number of weeks in the California deserts. We were in the Anza Borrego Desert State Park for about 6 or 7 days. And then we moved over to the 29 Palms area, California, which is north of there just a bit, up a little higher. And that's where you'll find like the Joshua Tree National Park and the whole 29 Palms area, which is where one of our largest marine bases is at, the one in which my son happens to be stationed. So we spent about 6 days or 7 days there because it was so windy we didn't want to travel at a Boondocker Welcome host property. He was gracious enough to let us stay for the extended period of time. Normally only 3 days would be allowed, but it was just great. So my son and his girlfriend, who lives out in this area, said, you really should take the 2-hour drive out to here to come and visit us. You won't believe how beautiful it is. So weird thing about California is it just like you go from desert to lush green mountains in a couple of hours. It's really cool. So for all of the governmental intrusion into my life while I'm here in the state of California that make life quite oppressive, this is just a beautiful area, and I'm really happy to have found it. We really are enjoying ourselves here. This park is in O'Neill. It's O'Neill County Park. It's run like a state park, and it's really, really pristine. It is super duper clean and very well run. The sites are meticulously manicured and maintained, all for $20. If you can manage to snag a site in here, good luck. It's reservation only. It's gold. We're going to be moving around a couple of times in the 5 nights that we're staying here, but it is just gorgeous. You see behind me a mountain stream, and over there is a mountain range that is just gorgeous. So just wanted to share some of that with you. So what sparked this video? I got a comment from a lady named Wendy on a fall worship video that I had produced last fall. The reason that I produced this video, and let me say what that video is. What that video is it's in essence a long play video set to music. It's about 2 hours long. I'll put a link to it here. When I was a kid and I was younger, my friend and I, Jim, when we were sophomores in high school, juniors in high school, whenever we would have a party of some kind, we were always the music guys. It was always us that was putting together the music. Got the sun coming up, so we had to move a little bit. We always put together the music, so music has always been something that's been really huge in my life, and I just love sharing with you guys out there all of the epic video and scenery that I'm able to capture as I travel around. That was what really I wanted to do the whole YouTube thing for. Well, I want to make money on YouTube. That was something that was important to me. That I thought would be an income source or an income stream for us to support this living in the road or living on the road full time. Many of you are probably curious. You've asked me, I've met a lot of you on the road, how's it going? What are you doing? How much money are you making? And I'm going to tell you my thoughts on that in just a second. A friend of mine sent me an email the other day with a bunch of suggestions from him and his daughter about all of the different things that you need to do to get your channel to grow and to get subscribers. That was good. They were all in line with everything that we read in the YouTube formula book by Daryl Eves. So when we read that book, I surrounded myself with a bunch of people that gave us like a council or an advisory board, so to speak, on what direction we should go. And we all read the book and we're all like, holy cow, this is nuts, all this stuff that you have to do. So what we did is we applied a number of the suggestions in the book as best we could. One of them was, if you have a video that's successful, mirror that or produce more of those and it will grow. That's crap. It's not true. So that video that I referenced that the woman had commented on was made so that because there was another video in our channel other than Joelle's peeing in the woods video, it is by far the most trafficked video. It's the one that everybody watches, and that's the long play worship video. In fact, that's the one that we make the most money on. It's not much, maybe $15 a month, but we make money off of that long play worship video. So we did what Daryl Eves suggested in the YouTube formula book, and I built another long play video. Took me about 2 weeks to produce. Those long play ones take forever to edit and forever to put together. Nothing. Did the right thumbnail, used the right theology behind the thumbnail, all that discipline, it was all for naught. It never took off. Theoretically, according to the book, it should have. And it didn't. It's a bunch of garbage. To confound matters, I've been watching a lot of channels that are growing whose content is horribly edited, barely color graded. A lot of them are not a lot, but a number of them are coming out of the camera. I swear it's coming right out of their phone and just thrown up. They don't put a thumbnail up or anything. Million subscribers, 1.5 million subscribers. This really confuses me, and I don't need to spend any more time trying to figure it out. As it relates to YouTube and what we're doing, we have about 2,300 subscribers now. Thank you to all of you that have subscribed. We will generate approximately $150 a month off of 2,300 subscribers. $150 a month off of 2,300 subscribers. So it's a lot of work. And of course, anytime you're growing a business, for those of you that are business-minded or at least wanting to maybe think about starting to try a business, or you're going to do the YouTube thing, I will give you a few suggestions in a minute as to channels that really grow rapidly. It's like any business. It's going to take you years upon years to produce the kind of content that will be consistently posted to your account that you can grow off of. And nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy as it relates to growing a business. It takes consistent persistence and just a doggedness that you just keep going. Not sure that I'm willing to do that as it relates to YouTube, and let me explain to you why. I have an arm's distance friend. I would call him a friend. We email back and forth every once in a while. His name is Dan Becker, and Dan has a backpacking channel. He's a Christian guy, and I've been following Dan, especially when I used to be into the backpacking and hiking thing. Dan's very transparent. He's a believer. I remember when he took the leap, him and I emailed back and forth a couple of times about he was going to take the leap and go full-time YouTube. And Dan's niche and Dan's channel actually has taken off. And Dan shared some numbers recently that really woke me up, and I'll explain to you what I mean. I watched Dan go from about 10,000 subscribers up to close to 400,000 now over the last couple of years. And Dan does great content, a lot of backpack gear, backpack reviews, hiking. His content has increasingly gotten better and more professional. Here's the thing. Dan has 375, 400,000 subscribers or thereabouts. And if I remember from the video that he shared recently, he's making about $100,000 a year off of that amount of subscribers. Dan will produce 2 videos a week, sometimes 1 video a week, and I know how much work that takes because I'm doing it now. So I know what it takes to produce 2 videos. Now Dan actually, I think has an editor. I don't hire anybody. I have nobody on staff with me that edits or anything. It's just me doing all this, but Dan's got to pay somebody to do that. Well, I would say that Dan's putting in 50 to 60 hours a week for 100,000 or 125,000, if I remember the number right. Even if it's 175,000. That's not bad money, but that's a lot of work. And the thing about YouTube is if you're not on the hamster wheel, you're constantly pumping out content once or twice a week, you will quickly be relegated to the back shelf and dropped off as far as your videos being served out. So you can't quit. And if you do quit, according to Jeven Dovey, another person that we follow, who I really respect Jeven and admire his advice, and I actually listen to a lot of what Jeven says because I think that he knows what he's doing with the 1 million+ subscribers. Once you go backwards and don't produce for a month or 2 because you're burnt out, it takes 6 months or more to regain the momentum. So you can't quit. That's the SOB about this social media stuff. I don't think I'm willing to do that. Because I'm a business-oriented person and I'm business-minded, I started thinking about, well, what else could I do for a living? So we have an Amazon shop. Thanks to all of you that click on the links and buy. We make a small commission. My mom's sending me a check for $90 from Amazon for last month's commission. Checks get mailed to her house. Isn't that nice? But you guys are all making that happen. Thank you for that. As it relates to making money, I'm going to the NRVTA tech school in November of this coming year. Now, according to them, and of course, I know it's biased information because they're selling me something, but their techs are billing out $100 to $120 an hour. Well, some quick math would seem to indicate that if I specialized in solar or I were doing RV tech repairs, which I would love doing, and doing mobile tech repairs in places like this, if I did 20 hours a week, 20, doing mobile RV tech repair or solar installs at $100 to $150 an hour, all you got to do is do the numbers, and I'm making more money than somebody with 375 or 400,000 subscribers working 50, 60, 70 hours a week to produce YouTube content, nervous as crap because the channel might just suddenly not be making revenue, because that does happen too. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm doing that. With that being said, again, 2,300, 2,400 subscribers, we might make 140 a month, 120 a month. It just varies on what people are watching. It's good, I appreciate it, and I want to continue to still make videos, but I'm going to make videos that I want to make because they're what I want to make. My most popular videos are the videos right now, other than the peeing video and the worship long play video, are all of the RV modification videos. But you see, the thing is I don't want to be an RV modification video guy. That's the problem. That's not something that I'm interested in. So because that's not something that I'm interested in, I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that unless, of course, maybe I'm making, making money as an RV tech next year. Well, heck, who knows? Maybe I'll start doing videos that are helpful, because God has given me a heart to want to help people fix things, whether that's fix their lives or through, some kind of coaching or counseling, or fixing problems that they're having with an RV or a car. I love those kind of things. I would enjoy making content like that, and I appreciate the fact that you guys are supportive of me when I make the videos that are like the Winnebago Wednesday videos that are helpful. That means a lot to me. I appreciate your feedback. It means a lot to me. There's a family of you out there that are highly encouraging. I really thrive off of your encouragement and your affirmation. I love hearing that what I'm doing is helping you. That really means a lot to me. So with that being said, I'm going to close this video out, and I'm just going to say thank you for being here. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm going to continue to produce content, and the content that I'm going to produce is going to be just as an artist or creative, pretty much whatever I feel like on a given day. It'll fit within the parameters of life on the road, RV life on the road. It might be an RV fix, it might be a modification, it might be something that we're seeing, a place that I am. I don't know for sure. It'll still be relevant to what the channel means. I won't go off on my political rants like I used to at the beginning of the channel. There's going to be a varied series of things that we're going to do. Wendy made a comment. She found the worship video and was very grateful for that worship music video, but in her comment, she mentioned that she was actually looking for information on a 2108 DS model Winnebago Micro Mini, which is what a number of my videos are about. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. She saw something that was helpful to her, relevant with regard to her machine or her camper or her RV, yet she was taken over to what I really like doing, and that's the video with music and epic scenery that I've filmed or gotten my hands on. That is the trifecta as far as I'm concerned. According to YouTube, this right here is going to be the next video that they think that you would want to watch. I'd encourage you to check it out and take a look at it. And if you click the circle, you're subscribed. I will see you in the next one. Rob out.